Regulators are those organisms which maintain a constant body temperature like the birds and the mammals. The temporary arrest of metabolic activities during stressful period by an organism. Plants will have stomata in deep pits to reduce what? To reduce transpiration. Hello dear students, welcome back to session 3 of this important chapter called Organism and Population. Myself, B. Shobharani from the Department of Biology, Vidyashram Pre-University College. What are we going to study in this session? Hope you remember in the last session we studied about the responses of the organisms to the abiotic factors. So, moving on to some more concepts of this chapter, let us understand. I think we already came across what are regulators, right? Regulators are those organisms which maintain a constant body temperature like the birds and the mammals. So, how do human regulate body temperature? Now, let us understand how the human beings are able to maintain a that is homeostasis. As I said, we maintain a constant temperature, body temperature of how much? 37 degree centigrade. And in summer, I think all of us know in summer, when the temperature is very hot, then we start sweating. And that sweating is one form of forming a cooling effect on the body. So in summer, when outside temperature is more than the body temperature, we sweat profusely. I think all of us know that sweating is very profuse in case of summer and very less in case of winter, as sweating is one form of keeping the body cool. See how our body maintains the constant body temperature. So though it is very hot outside, it does not change, but instead it tries to come out with certain adaptations to maintain the external temperature also, like one form of what? Sweating. So sweating results in what? Cooling of the body. So I think you might have come across like how we keep on sweating and also we consume more amount of water. So that is one indication. The more you sweat, the more you consume water. So that is also one type of keeping the body cool when the outside or external temperature is very high. Then, like for example, in deserts also sweating cools the body. I think all of us know that in desert the temperature is too very high. Then in that case, however the animals are able to overcome that scorching heat, then even the desert animals also will start sweating, and that sweating will keep what? The body cool. So this is also one type of adaptation. So in winter, environmental temperature is lower than the body temperature, as we know, and we start shivering. So I think in summer we sweat and in winter we shiver because of the cold, because our body temperature, it is 30. So if it is less than this, then definitely we'll start shivering, and that shivering exercise will what? Will release heat and raise the body temperature. See how the homeostasis is maintained by the body. See, though our body temperature is constant, it does not change according to the external environment, but it will try to adjust to the changing environmental conditions with certain adaptations. Like for example, if it is too very hot, I think we start sweating, and sweating will cause the cooling effect, and that is how the body temperature is maintained. Like the outside external temperature is maintained by the body. Then in winter, as I said, if it is too very cold, then it starts shivering, and that shivering will definitely release what? Heat and raise the body temperature. So moving on to the conformers. So we were talking all this time about the regulators. So based on the response to the abiotic factors, we have three types of organism. As I said, regulators, conformers, and the partial conformers. Or we can also use the word called partial regulators. So what are conformers? So regulators are the organisms which maintain a constant body temperature. But the conformers, the organisms which cannot maintain constant internal environment. For example, like all plants and 99% of animals, we can say, except for mammals and the birds, I think the rest of the animals are all what? Cold-blooded animals. That is, the body temperature is not constant. Now, what are the features of conformers? So, conformers body temperature changes with the surrounding medium temperature. So, when the outside temperature is hot, the body becomes hot. When the outside temperature is cool, the body becomes cool. So, it keeps on changing according to the external environment. For example, like we come across in aquatic animals, body temperature changes with the surrounding water along with the osmotic concentration of the body fluid. As you know, there is osmotic concentration which is very important for the survival of the aquatic animals. So, in aquatic animals, body temperature changes with the surrounding water along with osmotic concentration of body fluids. As we know that conformers have not evolved into regulators because homeostasis is highly energy demanding process which is not possible for them. Why are they not able to maintain a constant body temperature like the regulators? It is because, as I said, as we know that homeostasis is a highly energy demanding process which is not possible for the conformers to get that much of energy to carry on the process of. So, hope you have understood how the regulators maintain the body temperature. For example, like the human beings, as I said, even some birds also. So, we maintain a constant body temperature of how much? 37 degrees centigrade, and in summer when the temperature is too very high, then we start sweating, and sweating results in what? Cooling. It causes cooling effect to the body. And even in deserts also, as I said, even some animals will sweat so that the cooling will take place and they can overcome the scorching heat. And in winter environment, as you know, the body temperature is lower than the 37-degree temperature, then we start shivering, and this shivering exercise releases what? Heat, and raise the body temperature. See, imagine how the interaction takes place between the organisms and the environment and the physiological environment. Then, as I said, conformers are those organisms which cannot maintain the constant body temperature. And as I said, they keep on changing according to the changing environmental conditions. For example, like even the aquatic animals like the fishes will change their body temperature. We cannot survive in water because we are homeotherms. But and even fish cannot live on land because they are poikilotherms. So, as I said, even in aquatic animals, body temperature changes with the surrounding water along with osmotic concentration. Now, let us see. You can see this beautiful animal sea, which lives in the cold regions. Right. So, the polar regions rarely consist of smaller animals because relative to their body volume, smaller animals consist of what? Larger surface area, and when it is cold outside, they tend to lose body heat fastly. And moving on to the next, that is the partial conformers. Organisms which regulate homeostasis up to certain limit, beyond that simple they become conformers. Beyond that they cannot they become what? Conformers. So partial conformers means what? They are able to adjust their body temperature to certain extent. If not, they will become what? Conformers. So such organisms are called as what? Partial conformers. Moving on to a next very important concept called migration. So here you can see the beautiful birds. Right, see how I think you might have come across a very interesting concept is bird migration. We have one more, like we have near Mandya district, Kokrebellur, where we have come across many storks and pelicans come there. So they are the large inhabitants of that particular area. And even the Ranganthittu bird sanctuary or the Bharatpur bird sanctuary in Rajasthan, you might have come across the birds migrate from faraway places. Why do the birds migrate to such longer distances? Because to overcome the harsh climatic conditions. So what is migration then? organisms move away temporarily, and it is not a permanent this one, they go back. So on the return of the favorable climatic conditions, they go back to their original places. So organisms move away temporarily from stressful area to more comfortable area and return after stressful period. Like for example, like even human beings, if it is very hot, they go to the hilly regions and they come back later. So in a similar way, even the birds, so they migrate to a particular area where they feel their environmental conditions is quite comfortable and they are able to reproduce, carry on their breeding process. So in that particular case, they move to a faraway places, but on the return of the favorable climatic conditions in their original area, they move back. So that particular thing is called as migration. Here you can see the beautiful birds, they go back to their original place after they come across their the environmental conditions are favorable. So example, like I think as I already given, birds migrate from Siberia to Kolado National Park in Bharatpur in Rajasthan. So here from so far away place from Siberia, they come to Rajasthan, particularly in that particular time to carry on the process of reproduction. So this is a very, very important adaptation of the birds, adapting themselves to the changing environmental conditions. Then a brief account of suspended activities of organisms. Now let us see what is suspend and what is hibernation. Here you can see the polar bears, and here you can see the fungi, right? So what is suspend and what is hibernate? These are the terms which are commonly asked in the exam. What is suspend? The temporary arrest of metabolic activities during stressful period by an organism. So what is suspend? The temporary arrest of the metabolic act. It is not a permanent arrest. So all the metabolic act, when the environmental conditions are not favorable, so there is a temporary arrest of all the metabolic activities during the stressful period, that is when the environmental conditions are not favorable. So on the return of the favorable climatic conditions, they get back to their original metabolic activities. For example, like the spores in bacteria, fungi and lower plant seeds in higher plants become, and like lower plants and seeds in higher plants become dormant, they don't sprout. On the return of the favorable climatic conditions, the seeds will come out of their dormancy and they germinate. So this is one form of overcoming the stressful climatic conditions. Just like how the birds move away from faraway places when the climatic conditions are not favorable, so also some organisms will come across this particular nature to overcome the stressful climatic condition called suspend. That is next, hibernation. I think you might have come across even same arrest of metabolic activities to overcome the cold during winter is called winter sleep. For example, the polar bears hibernate during winter. So to overcome that climatic condition, the cool climatic condition, so even the body, all the metabolic activities like maybe the digestion, excretion, everything will be stopped for a moment till that stressful condition is overcome. So even that particular process is one means of responding to the abiotic factors by the organisms. So what is suspend? The temporary arrest of metabolic activities during stressful period by an organism. Example, spores in bacteria, fungi and lower plants and seeds in higher plants become dormant. What is hibernation? Arrest of what? The arrest of metabolic activities to overcome the cold during winter is called, we can also use the word called winter sleep. This can also be called as winter sleep. Example, like polar bears hibernate during winter. Moving on to next very important concept called estivation. Here you can see the frog, fish, you can see the snail, then the fish and the frog. So classical examples for, so what is estivation? Arrest of metabolic activities to overcome a cold during winter is called winter sleep, as I said, and polar bears hibernate during summer. This is during winter. And some snails, fish and frog hibernate during summer. Polar bears hibernate during winter, not summer, it is winter. Then like for example, as I said, Then diapause, it is the suspended development in zooplanktons under unfavorable climatic conditions. So these are the words which are asked for 1 mark question. So estivation, what is estivation? What is diapause? Then adaptation, very very important. I think all of us know this is a kangaroo rat. Kangaroo rat which lives in the desert. Which lives in the desert. All of us know that desert is one such biome where the climatic conditions are too very harsh. So the temperature is very high and there is non-availability of water. So in such case also we come across the animals in that particular region, and it is because of their adaptive features. So adaptation is one very important behavior, we can call it, of an organism. So what is adaptation? It is an adjustment of the organism that helps the organism to survive and reproduce in its habitat. See, even we are, like for example, the camel, the kangaroo rat, we come across, how is it able to survive in even in that extreme climatic condition? But it is able to come out with all those harsh climatic conditions with certain adaptations. Like for example, the camel has long legs and padded foot. It has hump which stores water, right? So in a similar way, the kangaroo rat also. So it is all like what they come out with certain adjustment to survive and to reproduce in that particular habitat, and that particular mechanism is called what? Adaptation. Example, the kangaroo rat of North American desert derive water from its fat oxidation. So due to the fat oxidation, there is the release of water, and that water is utilized by the body for its various physiological processes, and also it can concentrate urine and use less water for excretion. See how, like the more we drink water, the more we urinate, but here you can see that this animal, because there is non-availability of water, scarcity of water, it can concentrate the urine and use less water for excretion. So all these are some of the adaptations which the animals come out to overcome the stressful climatic conditions. Now I think, like for example, in like you can see this plant Opuntia. This is also a plant which is usually found in the xeric conditions. Xeric means what? Where the temperatures are very high. Temperature is high. So here I think all of us know the xerophytic plant. Here Opuntia. See how beautiful it is. It is having a flat structure. It is having thorns all over the body. So it is having a flat structure, and in here leaf itself is modified here into a flat structure called phylloclad. Why? Because it is green in color, and it carries on the process of what? Photosynthesis. Now let us see what are the adaptations made by this xerophytic plant, or the desert plant. So it has thick cuticle on the leaf surface. So as you know, transpiration is called as a necessary evil. So usually the stoma will be open, and even one more very important adaptation of xerophytic plants is what? They have the motor cells. So the motor cells will roll off the leaf lamina to avoid transpiration. So here they have a thick cuticle so that they transpire less. And stomata is found in deep pits. So if the stomata is open, then obviously there will be exchange of gases along with expulsion of water. So little amount of water what the plants will have will be expelled out through the process of transpiration. So to avoid that, that plants will have stomata in deep pits to reduce what? To reduce transpiration. And closure, opening and closing of stomata. I think all of us know that stomata keeps open during daytime and closes during night. So closure of stomata by special photosynthetic pathway during daytime. So they tried to come out with certain strategies where the stomata is closed during daytime, because daytime, particularly in desert area, in desert plants, there is the temperature is very high, and whatever little amount of water is present in them, it will be expelled out through transpiration. So they try to avoid that by closing off the stomata. Then Opuntia, as I said, it is not having leaves. And if it has leaves, they are reduced to what? Spines and a flat structure. And as I said, here the stem itself is modified into a leaf. So here the process of photosynthesis will take place by this flat structure called phylloclad, right? Then so all these are the adaptations which are adapted by the xerophytic plants to overcome the stressful climatic conditions like the extreme hot conditions. Hope you have understood the concepts what I have explained in this particular session. So I'll be back in the coming session with some more concepts like the Allen's rule, and even will come across many more adaptations, how the animals will come out with certain strategies or adaptations to overcome the changing environmental conditions or to adjust to the changing environmental conditions. So I'll be back with some more concepts of this very interesting chapter called organism and population. Till then, goodbye and thank you.